Hi everyone! If you're a regular here on my channel, you know a while back I gave memory dex cards a try and I really liked it. So today I want to share with you a couple of memory dex cards that I made, and then we're going to make one together. So let's head on over to the craft table and get started.
So this is the die set that I used to make the memory dex cards that I'm about to show you. And this entire die set comes together, and I got it at In Love Arts, and it's called Memory Dex Door Card Dies, and it was only $5.99 for the entire set, and that is before the 15% off coupon code that I'm going to give you below in the description box. So before I get on to showing you the cards that I made, I want to tell you a funny story. So when this die set comes, it is all attached. So these pieces are all attached together. And then, of course, all of the words and everything are attached. And I was not very bright and ran this through the die cutting machine as it was. And what did I end up with but a skinny little outline? And I'm wondering, what the heck is this and how do I use that? So if any of you decide to get this, please keep in mind that you do need to take all of the pieces apart and use them separately and not all at once. And also I want to show you, you can't see all of the words here really good, and those are cute little perfume bottles. So let me slide this over and just show you how beautifully that all of those word dies cut out. And you can use these on other cards. You don't just have to use it on here. But let's get to the cards that I made. So here's my little memory dex box holder that I made. And if you missed that video, I will put a link below in the description box to that. But here is the first card that I made using that set. Oh, I also used this little bow die set right here. That also came from In Love Arts. I can put a link below to that too. But it's really cute. I used the word smile that came with it, and then I did the bow and some flowers. And I was also going to tell you that everything I used was scraps. So that was one of the really cool things, is that I have this scrap bag. This is actually just one of my scrap bags. I have them sorted out, so these are the feminine ones. I have tons of scraps. And so I just used my scraps to do this, and you can do the same. But for the bow, I Velcroed it on. Check it out. So it's got the little Velcro. I'm afraid to pull it too hard. Hold on a second. There we go. And then it opens up. And you can put, whatever you want here on the sides. I haven't put anything yet because I want to personalize it for whoever I make this for. So I haven't done that yet. But it is really cute. And then again, it Velcros back together again. And on the back, I die cut some lined paper so that I can put, name, address, phone number, favorite colors, all of that fun stuff. And this looks just like school notebook paper, but actually it is, let me make a mess here trying to grab this. I got this at Michael's. And so it's a pack full of all kinds of cardstock, actually, that has the lines on it, and that's what I used. But isn't that just really cute? I just love it. I love the way that this gate just opens right up. And then, you can put whatever you want in here. So that's just one. And I made this other one. And this one I actually attached the ribbon all the way around and brought it through and created a little bow closure there. And also on that, I used two of the hello cutouts, one of them in pink and one of them in teal, and layered them on top of each other for that cool shadow effect. And some little flowers over here, and on the back, the same lined cardstock. I thought that was just so perfect. I love that there's a die cut that cuts all of this out for you. It makes it so easy. And then I'm just going to undo the little bow. And on the inside of this one, I stamp the cute little sentiment and then put some of the die cuts from that set over here. And again, I'm going to put something more personal over here for whoever I give this to. So these are actually the first two I have ever made, and I'm so happy to be able to share them with you. And now let's make one together and you can see how fun and easy it is. So I know I said that I use scraps to make these with, but for the base of the Memory Dex card, I actually used some of my beautiful cardstocks that I have from Paper Temptress, and they are absolutely gorgeous. But for this particular one that we're going to make, I wanted white for the background. And it just so happens that all the whites on here are so gorgeous. I don't know if you can see the sparkle on that one, or even look at this one. Gorgeous. I don't want to use those and then cover them up with layers, because I think something this beautiful deserves to be front and center. So what I'm going to use is just a piece of regular white cardstock this time. And of course, my cuddle bug with horrible, horrible plates, but ignore them. I'm going to take my white cardstock, and this is the die for the base of the Memory Dex card, and it just fits in here. So I have to kind of get a good view to make sure that I have it all on there, because it's really long, but it does fit. And put this on. I'm just going to run this through my cuddle bug. Yeah, I probably should get, new cuddle bug plates, but they're hard to find. I actually have another set, and I'm waiting till this set actually dies. Okay, look how easily that cut out. Just perfect, and this is something that I really like. It's not score lines that they have for you there. It's actually ready to fold, so you don't have to go score this or try to figure out exactly where. It's already there for you, and then it's just as simple as folding it just like that. Isn't that cool? Now it's time for those scraps I told you about. So these are left over from a project I did recently for tailor-made cards for you. It was from the soda shop, the soda fountain shop set, and those are just perfect to put these on. So actually, I don't even need two of these for this. Yes, I do, because I need it to go this direction. Okay, well, let's just put these on here. I don't know why I'm putting it right to the edge. I don't need to, so I'll just set those on there like that, and we'll run those through. But truly, I'm using nothing but scraps on this one. So all of the papers that I'm using inside and out are scraps, and it really is a coincidence that they are from that the soda fountain shop thing. And by the way, look how easily those just fall out. Really nice. Okay, let me set that aside and we'll get to the next piece. So isn't this pretty? I love the shading on that. And that also is from that kit. But anyways, let's get the inside piece here. And it just fits on this scrap. Holy cow, just fits. Don't move. I know you're all saying, tape it down so it doesn't move. And I can hear you, believe it or not, but I'm not gonna tape it down, that is, so it'll be fine. And there's that. Okay, for this next part, because I'm doing the inside little flaps that are going to be coming off from this, I want to make sure that it matches up with this, so that the one on this side has the dark and the one on this side has the light. One of the things I was going to point out to you guys is, what if you want to do something a little bit different with it and you don't want it to have those doors? Let me grab it. Where did I sit it? Here it is. Okay, let's say you don't want it to have these little doors. Then you know what? put it right through your trimmer or use your scissors and cut them off. And then you'll just have this part. And you will still be able to make the front and the back for it. And so there are possibilities with this. It isn't just, oh, it has to have the doors, because it's really pretty even without the doors. Oh, I almost forgot. I got out a little bag of scraps here because I am going to be cutting out a couple of the words. And I've chosen smile and hello. There we go. We got those cut out. And oh, look it, you can use that afterwards if you want. Okay, so now all we have to do is get them out of here. And they come out pretty easy. So there we go. Well, it started to. Hold on. There it is. Woo, throwing things around. Peels off beautifully. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, here are all of our die cut pieces. And while off camera, I also die cut another piece for the back, the lined cardstock. I have my Beacon 3-in-1 glue that I'm going to be using. I'm actually going to do a magnetic closure on this one, so I've got my little magnet sitting there, and I'll be using E6000 for that. And what about decorating it? Well, since I had those scraps left over from the soda fountain shop, I decided to print this out. Now, this actually comes as a full page, full 8.5 by 11 inch page. But what I did is I just went in and chose to print it out as a 4 by 6, and I actually printed it out on photo paper so that it was nice and glossy. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I'm going to go cut these out, and I'll do that off camera. And I also printed this out to go on the inside. So let me get this cut out and we will get started. Okay, I've got all the pieces cut out, and we'll put this together and see how it all ends up. But aren't these just cute? Look at this. Just adorable. This will be a fun little memory decks. All right, let's get started. Okay, I'll probably turn things at an angle a little bit, because if you're ever wondering, the camera's right here and I'm over here. So if you were going to do any stamping on these, you would want to do them before you would hear them, but I'm not doing any stamping on these, so I'm going to get started. Okay, there we go. And I did get it right. Look at the lighter side over to the darker side. I'm good. And there's the front, and there's the back. And now it is time to start decorating it. Okay, so I'm going to be putting this adorable image right here. I'm going to be putting that on the center. And because I'm going to be using a magnetic closure, the magnets are a little bit thick. They're not real thick, but they're a little bit thick. And so I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the one side to make it raise up a little bit so it won't look so awkward with the magnet there. Okay, and I am going to be gluing this right across her at an angle. And I don't know if I showed you this before, but I inked the edges. And I think I inked the edges of something else. I inked the edges of this. So I used Distress ink just to give it that little kind of a raspberry pink color around the edge. But I'm going to be gluing that on there at an angle, just like that. So I have to be careful that I'm not putting glue where it doesn't need to be. So that should be good. And why at an angle, you say? Because it could just go straight across. I don't know, maybe I should just put it straight across. Okay, I really kind of liked it at an angle, but now, you know what? I'm going to go straight across. Okay, there we go with that. All right, and you know, I could use glue or I can run these through my little Xyron. That probably would have been a smart move. You know what? That could be fun. Let me grab my Xyron. I love it. I should use it. Okay. So I'm going to put these two pieces right in there. Uh-oh. One of them didn't go through. Okay, there it is. Now I've wasted some of my Xyron, but that's okay. So let's peel this layer off. And I'm going to stick this right over here, like so. And this bottle of Pepsi. That's actually Pepsi. Look at that. Is that like cool or what? I bet none of you remember when it was 5 cents. Well, maybe you do. Okay. There is the front. And I'm not going to put the magnet on until the very end here, because I'm going to have to let it actually sit overnight and finish recording this tomorrow. So for now, I'm going to open this up. Oh, check that out. I got some glue on there. Luckily, I have a glue eraser, and actually, luckily, Beacon just rolls right off. So that's not a problem. But for those of you who don't know what a glue eraser is, it's one of these, and it is just awesome. So we're good. Yeah. I guess I put more glue where I didn't need it because I thought I was going to put it at an angle at first. But that's okay. All right, so for the inside, I am going to put this with the little pink bar stools there. I'm going to put that right here. What's really cool about Beacon 3-in-1 is that it is acid-free and waterproof. And so being acid-free, it's okay that I printed this out on photo paper because the glue that I just put on it isn't going to harm it in any way. All right, so now what am I going to do? Well, let's see. Do I want to put hello or do I want to put smile? Let me get smile over here. Maybe get it over here. You know, I'm thinking smile is perfect for going into a soda shop. And I actually still have the little dot for its eye. Usually on die cut words, I just replace the little dot that I always lose with a gem. But look at that. I still have the little dot that goes on it. And let me see. I have this piece. That might look okay over there. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. What do you think? Now it's time to add the magnet, which I'm going to put right here and right here, and then I will just cover it up after it's dry. And maybe put a little dot on it so that it doesn't have to stand out. All right, so let me grab my little magnet here. These are really strong magnets. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, I have two of them right here. They're together. Okay, and I'm going to leave them together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little dab of E6000. Usually I use a toothpick, but I don't see my toothpick laying here, so I think I'll just do it this way. Okay, got a little dab on there, and I'm just gonna plop it down right there. Okay, and I really do wish that I had my toothpick sitting here. All right, and the next thing I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it off camera in a minute, is I'm going to put a little bit more E6000 there, and then I'm going to fold it over, and it's going to land right where it needs to be, and I am going to let it sit there overnight, and I'll be back, and I'll show you how it turned out. Okay, I'm back with the magnets on, and on this side, I covered up the magnet with a little heart. And on this side, I could have done the same thing, but I decided instead that I'm going to be adding this strip of paper right there. And I saved it to show you because here's the magnet, and so on either side, I have used foam tape. That way when I put this piece of paper down, I won't have like a bulge in the middle from the magnet. So I'm just going to put this on right now, and you can see this finished. And then I have something else that I want to show you. And by the way, I inked the edges of this just like I did the other stuff. And you know what? Just to make sure I get it in the right place, I'm going to put a little bit of wet glue on here. And that way I can slide it into place. Whoops. Okay, let me get it on here just right. Might help if I turn it this direction. Okay. There we go. So I've got that on there. So now it has a nice magnetic closure and opens and closes beautifully. So now let me show you something else. I had mentioned to you earlier that you can use that same die set to create a Memorydex card without the doors on it, and I made one to show you. And it is just beautiful. And I'm going to tell you how I did this. So let me set this aside for a second. I took the die and I cut a piece of cardstock just to fit over that area. Now, in this case, this is just an extra piece. It is bigger than what I had used, but you don't have to waste a whole piece that's big enough for this die. You can just do one that's just small enough to fit there. And then after you die cut it, just cut your cardstock right along the dotted lines, and you will end up with a card that looks like this. And then, remember I told you about that gorgeous paper from Paper Temptress, and I didn't want to hide it under anything. It should be front and center. Well, here it is, front and center. And I was torn. I'm going to pull this over here. I was torn between this, which is what I did use, and this beautiful white velvet cardstock. Oh my gosh, it just feels like suede actually. So I was torn between the two, but I went with that one. So that's just another example of what you could do with that die.
Thank you all for watching, and if you like that die set from In Love Arts, or the Soda Fountain Shop digital kit from TaylorMade Cards for You. I'm going to have links below in the description box to both of those, as well as to Paper Temptress, where I got that really nice cardstock. So just click where it says show more and it'll drop down and you will find those links, as well as a link to Crafter's Castle Challenge, where you can enter your creations even if they're memory decks cards. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.